I would like to ask you, please, Cesar, we are all tired perhaps by this time. And first of all, I would like to thank you for letting me do this. It's been great these days to be in again, after a few years, in a setting where I can actually interact with higher level belts. It is just great. You know what I mean. That's why you are here. Unfortunately, in Canada, you know, I can't do that anymore. It used to be, but the organization we have split, and you know, so that's how I've got here in the first place. And it's not really much I can add to the plate right now. So I was thinking, what should I actually contribute? And it occurred to me one thing, you know, thinking back, I used to be one of those guys whose bodies are always kind of stiff. The muscles are tensed, the joints are not that mobile, and I used to think it's normal, and I used to think, you know, it's also part of the age, but it's not. So at some point I did the switch, and I started paying attention to my body, and I've noticed that being relaxed has tremendous advantages. And I mean, there's two things, you know, you can't be stiff because your joints are not mobile anymore, and it's not an age thing, I can tell you that. I mean, I have seen kids and women who are supposed to be very flexible, you know, lacking that flexibility. So it's not really. And I've seen people, elderly people, who are very flexible, you know. So it's how much you take care of them, how much you cultivate their flexibility, you know, which counts. It's not really the age. Now in terms of, so you can exercise them. In terms of muscles being tense, that's a negative thing in many ways. First of all, tensing the body also tends to tense somehow the mind, and that's not good, you know. There's a relationship always. You can change, you know, the way your body, you know, looks like, and you change your mind somehow. If you are sitting like this, you know, you are going to get depressed, you know. If you are raising your chin up, even if you are depressed, you know, after a while you're going to feel much better. There's a strong relationship, which I wasn't aware myself at the time, but it works. I can tell you, you have to experiment with it for a while. And also, people are consuming far more energy when doing things, because basically the muscles are fighting each other in your body, and they get tired easier. So working towards and getting to the point where your body is actually relaxed when you are doing things, you know, has many advantages, because, like I said, the mind becomes calmer, you know, and you are able to deal much easier with situations, you know, and think faster. Your body motion becomes much faster, because now the muscles are not working against each other. You are just moving, you know, wherever you want only. And also you don't get tired. Now another point, and what I'm going to do, you know, after I finish talking, I'm going to give some examples, quick ones. The other thing is, what I found out, and I find it very hard to teach, I'm still looking for ways of doing that, is that the body, mind, breathing, everything is just one single entity. Everything works together. Everything has to be integrated. And that has many advantages. It becomes more efficient. It becomes quicker if need be. You have more control on what you are doing. You can switch from slow to fast. And it looks nice. Think about a pair of dancers, professional dancers, you know. If one is moving faster than the other, they don't look like doing something nice, you know. They move in synchrony. That's what makes it look nice. They are integrated. They move together, you know. They do something together. It's the same with your body, you know. If you think of your body in terms of various parts, head, hands, you know, feet, and so on, if they are working together, including your mind, which we can't see, you know, but it's there, and your breathing and everything, if they are working together as a single entity, you know, the result is something very nice looking and efficient. And but you can't teach that, you know. You have to tell, look, move your foot like this and bring your hand like that. And it's just like when learning driving or cycling, you know, people are focused on this and that, you know. They forget about the other part. But it comes with practice. And that brings me to maybe the last point now I want to make. I've heard it said so many times, including here, you know, that Jiu-Jitsu is a gentle art. Well, come on, it's not. It's a martial art. It's used in war. It used to be, anyway. We are supposed to break joints. We are supposed to give hard kicks, you know, kill people eventually, you know. I mean, what's gentle about a punch or a kick? No, it's not. The point is, you can make it in a gentle manner, you can practice it safely, but it doesn't make it gentle. It makes the practice gentle, but not the art. That's my point of view. You may not agree with it, but that's my. And so one thing I've noticed in various gyms I've been is that people tend to focus a lot on doing techniques, you know, and focusing on, you know, various joints, locks, and throws, this kind of stuff. But I can hardly see any punching, any kicking, you know. It's usually left to the attacker to do that. But let's say we have two people, you know, and they train in self-defense. I'm one of them. If my partner doesn't train himself to become a better attacker, then I cannot become myself a better defender, because I have nothing, you know, more difficult to defend against. And the reverse is true. So there's no way escaping. If you want to become better at something, you know, like defending, you have to become better at attacking. You know, there is no escaping. They go together always. And so even when doing a certain technique, they do also work best together. And I'm going to give an example. And now the last point is this. Usually, when we do something, we focus our attention. That's a natural way of doing things. So if I'm holding a bottle, you know, my mind is there, you know. It's moving the hand, grabbing the bottle, you know, gets the beer, you know, to my mouth and moves the head and all that, you know. So I'm focused on doing that. That's natural, absolutely natural, you know. Unfortunately, I've seen people doing unnatural things, like going to the gym, I don't know, running or something, you know. At the same time, they watch TV, at the same time, they listen to music, or they chat with somebody, especially women, you know. So they train themselves basically in dissociating mind and body. And that's a very bad thing, you know. Now, what happens, coming back, when an attack happens, you know, the attacker usually wants to do that. His mind is set on doing that, you know. He's pushing his body in doing that. So he's a unit, basically, at that point, more or less. It's hard to break that. But what we can do is try to give him something else to think about. Shift his attention. And that's something I haven't seen done very often. So, in 2 or 3 little examples I'm going to do right now, I'm going to try to emphasize all these ideas. So, mind, body, breathing integration, relaxed body, using kicks, diverting attention, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to do it, first slowly and then fast. That's no problem in switching from fast to slow when your body is relaxed. Any questions? No? Well, I only the new Yuki. You're the universal Yuki. Okay, so it can be anything really, but let's do this kind of attack, right? It's a front choke, double-handed. This is the worst way to be, body becomes tense, He has a momentum. If he pushes forward, he will have me down. Yeah? And I'm scared as well. Now I'm relaxed. See, my body is aware but not limp, it's relaxed. And what I did right now was to feel his momentum, go with it, turn into a more stable position, I'm going to add something else now. Body integration. Everything works at the same time. Yeah? One hand here, one hand there. Yeah? Now it's done faster. What was the effect? Was it an effect?
Oh yeah.
No, please. That's the effect. So now I'm going to just tap, See? His mind is there for an instant. But he forgot about this part. Gives me time to do something. And I can take him down fast or slowly if I want to make his going down safe. There's not a lot of motion here. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. See? So it's relaxed body, breathing, everything moves as a single unit. I almost didn't move. He's moving. That okay? Yes. Thank you. Please try it for 2 minutes. Please, Caesar, or just sit down. So I'm going to show another example, or if you can suggest something, I can do, But I was thinking I should do the same thing from a punch or something, a round kick. What? So what happens here is two things in a single shot. It's a block, but I'm trying to disable this arm if I can. At the same time, I'm moving away. See? Because, see, right now his attention was on something else. He has a pain, something, which he has to deal with. Okay? Again, not a lot of motion. It's coming there. And all the time I support him, so he doesn't go down hard. Right? Of course. This is what I feel most after this day, is my wrist, my fingers. Same idea. Same technique, different set. Come on. You know the rest. Okay. Yeah. Not enough space. Okay. Anyway. Not a lot of effort either. I'm dancing with him, basically. I'm not moving fast or slow, but just enough. Downward spiral. Here. Thank you. 2 minutes. For the last one, well, let's do a backwards, bear hug. Let's say under the heart. The reason I'm doing this, well, I'll do it this way, okay? Now he's focusing here, with all his will and power. Okay, so I'm going to use some sort of distraction. One I prefer is to just knock the door open. Okay, I'm not going to do it. Okay, seriously, I'm just going to tap. So he's opening. Slowly. Look, it's the whole body works here. It's like a kind of scissor. And you go for doing something else. Want to try? Once again, slowly. Either way, that one was scissor. See? So now it's my body working like that. I'm still in a balance. Thank you.